Good morning. Myself Dr. TV Nagaraju. I am working as an associate professor in Department of IT, MLR Institute of Technology, Hyderabad. So, in the series of Java programming, in this session, we are going to discuss about the static keyword. Okay. First, what is the static keyword? What is the main use of static keyword? And in what scenarios we are using static keyword? Remember, the static keyword plays very important role in Java programming. Why? This keyword only decides the memory location of the programming component. What is mean by memory location? In the last sessions, we discussed JVM, Java Virtual Machine. That Java Virtual Machine takes the byte code and then do the execution. Now, the Java execution takes the byte code. Where it stores? It have different memory partitions are there. One is the class memory, second one is the heap memory, and the next one is Java stack area, and so on. Now, this static keyword decides in which memory location your programming component will store. Programming component in the sense either a variable or a method or a block or interface or a constructor, everything. Now, if any component, for example, consider a variable. If a variable is declared with the static keyword, that variable will get the memory within the class. Remember, among the partitions, if any component that is declared with the static keyword, we are allocating the memory to that variable in the class. Now, if any component that is declared without static keyword, up to now we are using int a is equal to 5, there no static. Okay, any variable without static keyword will get the memory within object. Within object in the sense the memory name is heap memory. The memory name is heap memory. So clear. So with static, without static. With static means the memory is allocated in the class. Without static means the memory is allocated in the heap. Now, all the static components are accessed by using class name only. Why? The components are allocated inside the class. So, if they are present inside the class, then we can access by using class name only. Non-static components, where they are allocating the memory within the object. So, if the memory is allocated within the object, so obviously we are accessed by using object name. Simple point. If you are staying at some address X, you are calling by using that address only. So, similarly, static components are accessed by using class name. Non-static components are accessed by using object name. Now, based on the static keyword, we have static is applied to variables, applied to methods, applied to blocks. Now, in this session, we are going to discuss about the variables. See this one. So, different types of variables based on static. Remember the point. The word is important. Why? Static only decide the structure of programming, decides the location. The order of execution is also depends on the static keyword. So, based on the static, the variables are divided into two types. So, obviously, one is static variable, second one is non-static variable. You already know the meaning. So, the variables that are declared with the static keyword, where outside of any method, within a class, you can write the variables. You can write the methods, you can write the blocks. If any variable that is declared outside of the method, with static keyword. That is called static variable. What is an example? Suppose static int sum a is equal to 10. Static int a is equal to 10. This is the declaration of a static variable. Now, these static variables will get the memory in the class whenever the class is loaded first time. While class loading, the static variables will allocate the memory. Anyway, I will show you the execution flow also in the next session, no problem. Coming to non-static variable. So, the name specifies the variables that are declared without static. Again, these non-static variables are divided into two types. One is instance variable, second one is local variable. What is instance variable? Everyone know instance. What is the definition of object? An object is an instance of a class. Simply, instance variable means the variables that are declared outside of a method without static keyword. The variables which are declared outside the method without static keyword are called instance variables. Obviously, those are called as object variables. When we will get the memory? Whenever an object is created. So, during object creation, all the instance variables will get the memory. Now, next one. What is a local variable? Up to now, observe, either a static variable or instance variable, the variables are declared outside of the method, and static variables are accessed by using class name. Instance variables are accessed by using object name. What about local variable? The variables that are declared inside the method. The variables that are declared inside the method are called local variables. Okay, when the local variable will get the memory? Whenever we call the method, during method execution will get the memory. During method execution will get the memory. So, these are the different types of variables based on the static keyword. Now, we observe what is the static. Static will decide the memory location. Why we are using static? Very simple. For a class, you have multiple number of objects. For example, consider the class IT. So, the class consists of different member. For example, roll number is there, name is there, and gender is there, age is there. Different types of variables that are defined inside the class. For a class, I have created 60 objects. For each object, for example, first object, roll number is 1, name is ABC, age is 20, gender is male, phone number. Student 2, again same. Student 3, different values. Student 4, different values. Each and every student, I need to assign different values. But observe one point, all the 60 students belongs to the same branch. So, such reasons, instead of assigning the branch to each and every student, I make branch as the static variable. If you make a variable as the static variable, all the objects share that memory. All the objects share that memory. Clear? So, that is the static. Based on the static, variables are divided, methods are categorized, and then blocks are categorized. In the next session, we will discuss variation of methods, and then we will move to the execution flow with an example program. That's the end of today's session. Thank you.